So I've set myself another challenge. I want to create a film in the style of Matt Avella. When I say film, I mean a mini video, a couple of minutes long. This video, it's going to come in two halves. I'm going to show you what clips I took and how I did it. And then at the end, I'm going to show you the edited and published version so that you can see the two halves. And I thank you, Matt Avella. I set myself this challenge, but you put me up to this. He's a really talented film director, and he produced a Netflix documentary about minimalism featuring Joshua Fields Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus. The reason why I wanted to do this is because I love to learn new skills, and I thought, hey, why not shoot for the stars? Look at a role model who excels in their domain and research them and find out what they're about and just totally get into their vibe. I found out that Matt Avella is pretty humble and he's a minimalist, and because he has this whole theme running through his whole filming style and everything, I myself have decided to become a minimalist, which is no easy feat. I will concentrate on what I learnt in doing a film in the style of Matt Avella on how to make coffee. I thought I'd start there, something simple. I don't really have any film making skills. I don't know how to edit films in the style of Matt Avella. It's been a really good journey, and I hope you enjoy it. And in the end, this is one great thing that I learned by understanding what filmmaking is about and the journey it takes to deliver a story. It's helped me clarify my vision for Maverick Next Gen. Hopefully I'll be able to deliver this style of videos, giving you insight about what I learned from role models and how I apply it to my day-to-day life. Without further ado, here it is. Okay, in this video, the first thing I had to do is quickly learn how to do a voiceover. I found this great YouTube tutorial by Lippman on how to set up your Windows DaVinci Resolve microphone to allow a voiceover, and I'll leave it in the description. Here I am drinking my coffee. Obviously it's just an intro to the video, and I'm thinking about, wow, this is going to be a good day. So I segue into another section where I just wanted to be creative and go a pop 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 bit. Now as time goes on, you'll see later that I put music towards this, and I just think I'm going to play with the fact that person always making their coffee, get ching ching with the spoon, and then setting the scene here. I quite like the idea of the depth of field that Matt uses, where the background's blurry, and I just was playing around with my camera. With the scene that follows, I really wanted to get the sense of that steam and the hotness coming out and the depth of field to see the contrast and just try and get that effect through. And by zooming in on it, you can see the bubbles and it suddenly comes into focus, which I thought was pretty cool. In this next clip, I wanted to really play around with depth of field and see if you can see the bubbles in the cafetiere just there. It wasn't quite crisp as I wanted it, but it had the effect that I wanted in the end. And also it was just a nice clean view of the Costa coffee cup and the depth of field, showing the focus of the foreground. When I was watching the YouTube clips on Matt Avella and how he creates his videos, there was one specific YouTube video which was about how he created his podcast intro, and it was fascinating because he did it using very high expensive end a camera. So he talked about the scope being really small so that you can zoom in on things, and so I emulated that myself. But one of the key aspects that he talked about was he uses music to set the theme, the mood, and he said he could spend hours finding the right song. And actually, as it turned out, I literally spent a long time doing that too. Now, I used stock music from YouTube's channel, where if you go to YouTube Studio, leave it in the description, you can actually download for free and use that music in your videos. So I did like a handful. I selected 10 songs. One thing that Matt mentioned is that you can set markers on your timeline to make sure the beats hit on the right notes when you're filming. If you remember the pop 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 bit where I have my cups that I took individual pictures of and just time-lapsed it so that a cup just appeared, I had to choose a song where the beat actually put a new cup on the display, and I could do that by adjusting the time at which the picture of each cup appeared. And the mood definitely, if you had a chilled music compared to a harsh, drum and bass music, will change the meaning of the actual film. So what I did is, on each of these, I played the video in addition to the song, each of the songs, just to play it through and just to get a feel for it. And that was the best way I did it. So in DaVinci Resolve, I would import one of the music files and played it and aligned it with the whole video and just played it through and just watched it just to see if it, the theme or the mood of the song actually got connected with the actual video. And I ended up with two, but then I picked one. Maybe I'll actually show you both of them and you can decide for yourself which is the best. Leave it in the comments and take it away. Now here's the same video with another track that I chose. See what you think. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, because I certainly had fun making those videos. And if you want to see more videos from me, please click on my subscribe button and also click on that notification bell. And don't forget to leave a comment.